One tweet, just 25 words. And with it, a billionaire lost his fortune, billions of dollars vanished, and the crypto world nearly collapsed. At the center was Sam Bankman-Fried, the so-called crypto king. But his empire wasn't destroyed by years of investigation. It began with one rival and one tweet. This is the downfall of Sam Bankman-Fried.
My goal is to be able to donate almost everything that I make.
Bankman-Fried perpetrated one of the biggest financial frauds in American history.
Sam Bankman-Fried, known everywhere as SBF, was born in 1992 to two Stanford law professors. But instead of pursuing law, Sam was obsessed with math, logic, and probabilities. Therefore, he studied physics at MIT and eventually joined Jane Street, a prestigious trading firm. As a result, he mastered arbitrage, profiting from small differences in asset price across global markets, which led to his discovery of a lucrative opportunity in crypto, where inefficiencies were even greater. However, instead of staying comfortable in traditional finance, Sam launched his new venture. In 2017, Sam founded Alameda Research, a crypto trading firm. But unlike ordinary traders, Alameda exploited loopholes, such as buying Bitcoin cheaply in the US and selling it in Japan where prices were higher. Therefore, Alameda generated millions within months, cementing Sam's reputation as a genius. As a result, he gains influence in crypto circles and became known as a sharp, innovative trader, which led to new investors and growing ambitions. Alameda wasn't just another firm, it was becoming a powerhouse. However, with big profits came big risks. The firm was heavily leveraged, always balancing on the edge of collapse. But Sam wasn't satisfied with just trading. He wanted to reshape the industry itself. Therefore, in 2019, he launched FTX, a crypto exchange built for professionals but open to everyone. As a result, FTX quickly stood out by offering products competitors avoided: leveraged trading, futures, tokenized stocks, which led to explosive growth. Billions in funding, global recognition, endorsements from celebrities like Tom Brady, Steph Curry, and even naming rights for the Miami Heat arena. However, beneath the glossy branding, FTX and Alameda were secretly intertwined, connected by financial lifelines no one outside could see. FTX advertised itself as the safest, most transparent exchange, but in reality, billions of customer deposits were secretly diverted to Alameda Research. Therefore, Alameda was gambling with user funds, making risky investments that should never have been allowed. As a result, the two companies became inseparable. Alameda's survival depends on FTX's customers, and FTX's image depended on Alameda's supposed success, which led to Sam's rising fame. He became a political donor, a media darling, and a poster child for effective altruism, promising to give away his fortune for good causes. However, the entire empire relied on one fragile condition: the crypto market had to keep rising.
For crypto as an industry. And, I do think that was sort of like a relevant part of this.
But in 2022, the crypto bubble burst. Prices crashed and Alameda's risky bets started imploding. Therefore, the firm needed billions to survive, and FTX customers' fund became the lifeline. As a result, when a leaked balance sheet exposed how dependent Alameda was on FTT, the token FTX had created, the first cracks appeared, which led to growing suspicion among investors and competitors. The real blow came when Binance, FTX's biggest rival, announced it would liquidate its massive FTT holdings. However, that move triggered mass panic. Customers rushed to withdraw funds, and within days, FTX was drowning in billions of dollars in withdrawal requests it couldn't meet. Withdrawals surged, confidence vanished, and FTX spiraled into bankruptcy almost overnight. But for Sam, the nightmare was only beginning. Therefore, investigators swooped in, revealing that billions of dollars in customer money had been misused. As a result, Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested in Bahamas and extradited to the US on charges of fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy, which led to a trial that exposed the scale of deception and the recklessness that fueled his empire. However, Sam's downfall was not just personal. It became a symbol of unchecked greed in the unregulated world of crypto.
We were seeing a run on the bank start, and that was leading to $4 billion a day of client withdrawals. At that point, we started calling prospective sources of financing because I was nervous.
Sam Bankman-Fried was once worth over $26 billion, but today he stands convicted, stripped of his empire, his freedom, and his reputation. Therefore, thousands of customers were left with nothing. Investors lost billions, and the credibility of crypto itself took a massive hit. As a result, regulators worldwide are cracking down, demanding tighter rules for an industry once celebrated for its freedom, which led to a wave of skepticism. Investors now wonder if the dream of decentralization was ever real. However, the shadow of FTX lingers, and the ripple effects of its collapse are still reshaping the financial world. Sam Bankman-Fried promised a revolution in finance, but instead he exposed how fragile the dream truly was. Therefore, the fall of FTX will forever stand as a cautionary tale. In result, trust in crypto has been broken, regulators are circling, and the future of digital finance hangs in balance. That leads to the new debates about power, transparency, and whether money itself can ever escape corruption. This is the story of one of the most shocking financial downfalls in the modern history. And if you enjoyed this video, don't miss my previous video on Gavin Mitnick, the world's most famous hacker. Just click on the left side of your screen to watch it now.